सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंद सर्व कारण कारण.
All is well with you and your families at this time. So today we're moving on to day number 26 of the Purushotam Maas challenge, which means we have just about 4 days left to complete this vrat. And it's been amazing what we've been hearing and understanding about Krishna and also sharing with others. So it's really been a wonderful month so far, and well done to you. We have just 4 days left. So we're continuing with our reading and appreciation of this overview, because certainly we'll not be able to do the chapter. We're going to try and do a verse a day from now onwards. So today we'll finish the first verse. So at least we would have gone over it as an overview, and we've churned some part of the first few verses. So we move on to the last part of the overview, and then we'll move on to the verse for today. So the last part of the overview, it says, Sukadev Goswami concludes this chapter by explaining how the gopis loved Lord Krishna even more than they loved their own sons. So when we think about it, how is it possible that one can love somebody else more than their own sons? You must remember the relatives and the environment all facilitates the rasa. There is only one person to love, and that is Krishna. If you're loving somebody else, then there's two. That's not going to create... In the spiritual world, that is not possible. In the spiritual world, Krishna is the center of your love and affection. Here in the material world, it's possible to love many people. But once we've understood who is Krishna, and that is the sole Lord of our heart, Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanayana shanta sada eva hridaya vilochayanti yan shama sundaram achintyam gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajame. That premanjana, once the eyes are covered with the anjan, the ointment of prema, of love, then yam shama sundaram, then from the heart, in the material world we have Lord Vishnu in the heart. But what happens to the devotee? Yam shama sundaram achintyam gunaswarupam. So his heart, Vishnu, then becomes Krishna, Shama Sundar. And not ordinary Krishna, Shama Sundar. Ordinary Krishna means Vasudev Krishna. But this is Brajendra Nandan Sham. Yam Shama Sundaram Achintyam Gunaswarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So everything is created to facilitate the rasa, to facilitate the pastime, including the people, including the children, including the husbands, everything. So as we read and understand more about Krishna's relationship with his devotees in different rasas, as given in Nectar of Devotion, then we can see all of this is just set up to enhance the Leela, to enhance the pastime. So, because in and itself, all the soul wants and all the soul is going to be satisfied with is Krishna. It's not going to be satisfied with any secondary or third aspect of God. So in terms of the Leela, these aspects are part of the Leela. The husbands of the gopis, the children of the gopis, the calves to the mother cows. In this Leela, when the calves and the cowherd boys were stolen, then the mothers had even more affection towards their calves. And the gopis, the motherly gopis, have even more affection towards the boys, because it was Krishna. They had a chance to now serve their Lord directly, which they didn't do in terms of ordinary Leela. So this created that opportunity for them. So this is Krishna. And we see how the gopis, they criticize Brahma for making the same Brahma. Shame, our Brahma is just getting it from all directions. So they criticize this Brahma that you've designed this body in such a way. How foolish you made this body that the eyes blink. Why couldn't you make it like the fish where the eyes don't blink? How foolish you made it. Because I actually did a study on this, that how many times the eyes blink in a day. So in total, in terms of time, the total time lost in a blink where you don't see anything, when the eyes blink and it opens in normal speed, if you calculate that through the whole day, it's about 30,000 times. And in terms of time lost where the eyes is closed, you don't see anything, it works out to almost 2.5 to 3 hours a day when you don't see anything. So if you already slept 8 hours, you don't see anything, and 3 hours gone just in blinking, that's almost half the day. And if you think about time, it almost becomes, in terms of period of time over the years, it can come up to a year. You can lose almost a year. If you're 50 years old and more, you would have lost almost 1 year with the eyes closed. So you think about it. They had a justified point. Why you created this body with the eyes blinking? And this shows how much they love. They love for Krishna, because one blink means they're not able to see. That means if you were like 50 years old, you wouldn't have seen Krishna for the time period of almost 1 year. Now it makes sense why they're upset. So we move on to the verse. Finally, we move on to the verse today. So we're moving on to the verse, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 14, verse number 1, after 5 days today. So this beautiful verse of Brahma, Shri Brahma Uvacha, No midyate vapuse tadid ambaraya Gunjavatamsa paripich lasan mukhaya Vanya shraje kavala vetra vishana venu Lakshma sriya mriddu pade pashupan gajaya. So translation, Lord Brahma said, My dear Lord, you are the only worshipable Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we can just envision what's happening to Brahma. He's totally bewildered. He's totally confused. He's totally out of place because he wasn't invited there. He forced himself in. Now he's in a strange place and he's completely doesn't fit in. You know when somebody doesn't fit in, how uncomfortable that is for the person and for the others. I remember once I was serving my Guru Maharaj and he was speaking to another senior god brother of his, and I had to go in to leave something. So they were talking, and as I knocked and walked in, offered obeisances, and then they both just looked at me. They just looked, and it was that look alone was enough. Like, what are you doing here? Okay, do what you're doing and just go. It was like that, and I could just feel it like, hey, you don't belong here. Just do what you have to do and just go. So I can imagine what happened to Brahma. Therefore, he's starting by what he knows. And because he's bringing his level of understanding into Braj, into Vrindavan. And it can't relate to sweetness. It can't relate to Krishna. So what is his level? Oh, Aishwarya, this Supreme Personality of Godhead, awe and reverence, you glorify, oh, you're so great. Again, we were talking about glorification of prayers, that if you glorify the Lord with those kind of prayers, it's an insult, because you have to compare it to something material. So, because that's your mode of reference, you don't know anything better than that. You are as great as this, you are as big as this, you are as powerful as that. Those are all material things. That's completely limiting God Therefore, your glorification becomes an offense. So this is Krishna. So he's hearing you because he's Bhavagrahi Janardana. He's hearing you, but you can see Brahma is totally out of outfit. He's like a sore thumb. So he starts by glorifying, oh, you're so great. This is not Vaikuntha, Prabhuji. This is Vrindavan. That great thing don't work there. Krishna is not amused by that kind of prayer there. He's just looking at Brahma and saying, what is this person doing? Anyway, I have to give him some mercy because he's sincere. And we can see that with Brahma. He's genuinely sincere. But he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't have a Vraj Guru. He doesn't have a Guru who can show him Vrindavan, who can reveal to him Vrindavan, who can bring him up to Krishna. He doesn't have that kind of person. We're fortunate. That's why we're so fortunate we have Srila Prabhupada. We have somebody who's from Vrindavan. And by relating with him, he can help us. Like Prabhupada said once, I have the back door key. He has the back door key. So by just serving his mission, serving his mood and mission, one can actually enter Vrindavan by his mercy. You try to go to Vrindavan on your own and see. You can't even go to this Boma Vrindavan on your own. You have to make so many arrangements, right? Accommodation, phone somebody who can help. Prabhu, please make my accommodation, book my taxi. So you have to know somebody in Vrindavan first. You can't just rock up there. You'll sleep under the tree. So can you imagine that Vrindavan, the eternal world? You don't know anyone there and you just want to walk in there and think it's all okay? Big, Brahma came. Oh. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You need that humility. So Brahma has that humility, but he doesn't know how to pray to Krishna now. He doesn't know how to relate to this form that he's seeing. So he's praying with awe and reverence, just like we start our invocation. Ishvara Parama Krishna, you are Ishwar, Supreme Controller, Satchitananda Vigraha, you have a transcendental body, Anadir Adir Govinda, you're the cause of all causes, yet yourself you don't have a cause. And Sarva Karana Karanam. So that works in Vaikuntha. You bring those same prayers to Vrindavan, it doesn't work. Because here he's not the cause of everything. Here he loses sometimes. Here the coward boys, they jump on him. Here he steals. Here he has no shoes. So all that praise, if you bring it in here, you can't cut and paste. Copy there, paste here. Copy Vaikuntha, paste in Vrindavan, doesn't work. It's different place, different mood. And if you don't understand that mood, your sincerity is appreciated, but your efforts are not. Because it's not fitting in there. Those prayers are not fitting in. And Brahma is feeling that, he's seeing that, and he's feeling that. So he starts off that way, and then watch how his prayer turns after that. And therefore I offer my humble obeisances and prayers just to please you. So he's telling Krishna, please, I don't know what to do now, I'm confused. Even Arjuna was saying that in Bhagavad Gita. Karpanya dosha prahatasva bhava prichanti tvam dharma samuda cheta yakshreita nishte bruhitan me shishyaste shadimam tvam praparnam. That I'm confused, Krishna. Karpanya dosha prahatasva bhava. I'm confused, I don't know what to do. So it's good honesty, but you already in Vrindavan? Now how you got in here then? What do you think? You can just walk in here? So that part Krishna was not happy with. That you just walked in here with your 4 heads thinking you're somebody. 4 caps that we wear. So you see, you thought you were somebody when you walked in here now. So he's first, because the mood of Vrindavan, if you want to please Krishna in prayer, glorify the devotees. That is the secret. Remember, special mercy we were discussing yesterday. That is the special mercy of Krishna. You come through the devotees. They will introduce you. They will teach you. They will help you. But if you just go directly, Krishna will turn away. This is what he's done. He's looking at Brahma, but notice he's not saying anything. He's not acknowledging anything. But yet we see when the cowherd boys, when we were reading, but when we came back, and they were saying, "Oh Krishna, you went and came back so quickly, we didn't even notice." And they laughed about it. Krishna laughed with them. Such a simple comment, but he laughed. Yeah, Brahma is making big prayers. Big prayers is making, but nothing doing. Nothing doing. So Krishna is definitely appreciating Lord Brahma's humility, but is not impressed by the efforts of Brahma. That what you are offering these prayers, they're not fitting in here. It's Vrindavan is sweetness. Vrindavan is devotees. And it's not fitting in. So the secret that Brahma doesn't know at this time, that he's trying to figure out, is that to approach Krishna, just like Indra did, he approached through Surabhi. When Indra offended Krishna, he went through the devotee. Please put a word for me. Tell Krishna, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. So if Surabhi didn't help him, Krishna would have never forgiven Indra. Well, not say never, but in terms of the Leela, Krishna would have not forgiven. But the devotee is in the front. And then she prays, "My Lord, you are king of the cows. You are our Lord Govinda. Hey Govinda. Govinda, Govinda, Govinda," as they say in South India. So you are our king. So please, I am asking you to forgive this devotee. So okay, you are asking Surabhi, that's why I'll forgive. So Indra had Surabhi there. Who's Brahma got? He's got nobody. He's got nobody there. He just walked into a place that he's not fitting into, and now he's got a full realization of what this place is and how sacred and beautiful it is. And he's repentant, but he doesn't know what to say. It's very difficult situation. So he starts by glorifying Aishwarya, and then he clicks that, listen, I think I should actually appreciate the devotees here also. And then he goes on in his prayers. "O son of the king of the cowherds." So then he realizes, no, let me glorify the devotees. Let me glorify, because the devotees are dear to Krishna. Because when we go back to Godhead, when we see Brihad Bhagavatamrita, when Gop Kumar went back, then we see he actually arrived in Vrindavan in the evening. He arrived in the evening according to Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And then he saw the dust cloud, and then he understood, oh, the cows are coming back. That means Krishna and Balaram are there with them. And then he watches this cloud, and then he meets Krishna, and then he faints. And then he gets up again, faints again. Krishna embraces him, he faints again. This is how we enter Braj. Now you just walked into Vrindavan, big four-headed guy, and you walked in there, and you expected to get the same treatment? You expect, because that was out of love. This is not out of love the way you're coming into Vrindavan. So you can see, if there's no love, premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena, no love, no entry. You may be on Vrindavan, you're not in Vrindavan. So that's what happens also in the holy dhams. Many times there are devotees who are on the dham. Somehow by your good fortune, your karma, you're able to stay in the dham. But you're on the dham, you're not in the dham. You're not absorbed in the mood of the dham and the mood of the devotees. So Brahma now finally starts with Aishwarya prayers. Now he's glorifying the devotees of Vrindavan. So Krishna is taking a little more interest. And then he starts with another. He says, okay, now let me try maybe glorifying. Let me try and just be honest with Krishna and say, listen, my Lord, I'm really just enchanted by your beauty. That's my state right now. I'm totally bewildered like this because I've never seen beauty like you before. So he goes on to say now in that mood, your transcendental body is dark like a new cloud. So again, although that mood is genuine, look at what he's comparing. It's a material thing again. That your body is like a cloud. You see, So is the cloud the most glorious thing? That color is the most glorious thing in this material world. There, it doesn't work. They tease Krishna, hey, you black color. Oh Krishna, what happened to you? Your mother Yashoda is fair and Nanda Maharaj is fair. How you ended up this dark color like this? They tease Krishna about this. So he's crying now. Oh, why are they telling me like this? So Dauji, he's seeing now Krishna is upset. And that evening Krishna goes home. And he says, Maya, I want to ask one question. Why are you crying? Kanaya, what happened? No, the boys, they're teasing me. What happened? They are saying you are fair and Baba is fair. But I'm dark colored. Why I'm this dark color? Oh, Kanaya, don't worry. You know how these boys are. They don't know. When you come here, and then she catches him, puts on the lap, and she holds him, covers him with her sari, and she holds him, smothers him with love. And then she tells him, you know, when you was a small boy, yes, then the first milk we gave you was from a black cow. Mother's logic, it works sometimes. So first milk we gave was from black cow. So that's why you this color. No, I don't believe you, Maya, I don't believe you. No, that's only one reason. Second reason, you born on Amavasya. Janmashtami, Ashtami is a dark night. You are born at midnight, right? You born at midnight, it was dark that time. So maybe that's why you are this color. Mother Yashoda's logic. No, Maya, I don't believe you. You bluffing me just like these boys are teasing me. No. This is the fact. So the acharyas tell us actually that Krishna is this dark color because of prema. The love, his body is heavy. When something is dense, it's dark. When something has a lot of density, it is dark. Like the ocean, the deep ocean has a lot of density. So it's very dark. So because it's dense, Krishna's body is dense with love for his devotees. Therefore he is darkish in color. So although Brahma is appreciating the Rupa Madhurya according to Nectar of Devotion, this is Rupa Madhurya, the form of Krishna. So although Brahma is appreciating the form, he is learning that actually Krishna is not enamored by these external glorifications. Glorify his devotees, because he does that. Satatam kirtayanto mam ye tantasya dhrita vrata namasham chastamam bhaktya nitya yukta upasate. Those people who always chanting Satatam kirtan, they always doing my kirtan. Satatam kirtayanto mam, they always doing my kirtan. Those are my devotees. Those are the people that I love. So if you want to impress him, get his attention, you glorify the devotees. So you can see the first part of the prayer, he glorifies Aishwarya. Second part, he gets it. He glorifies the cowherd, you're king of the cowherds. Then again he goes back to Aishwarya now. Your body is this color. So again it's awe and reverence. Let's see again if he comes back. So Krishna's feature is so sweet. This Tribhanga Lalitam Niyata Prakasham. Tribhanga Lalitam, threefold bending form. Nobody else has that. So Gaur Govinda Maharaj